Hi, I'm Phil Yates and I'm going to teach you how to do airborne landings. We're going to start with a parachute drop. Now, the first thing to do in a parachute drop is to roll to see which quarter the paratroopers are going to arrive in. So my first unit is going to land and the quarter I roll is 5. Now 1, 2, 3, 4. If I'd rolled any of those, I'd have to land in that quarter. I rolled a 5, so I get to choose the quarter. So I'm going to choose this quarter here to land in. Now, I place a drop zone marker for where I want my platoon to land, and then it's going to scatter based on that. So I'm going to put the drop zone marker here. Not too close to the terrain, not too close to the table edge, so I hopefully won't scatter into terrain or into the enemy or to the table edge. And I roll a dice to see which direction I scatter. And I'm going to scatter in direction 3. This way, which is a good way. It's away from all those obstacles. And I roll a 6. On a 5 or a 6, I scatter 30 centimeters. So I place the unit leader 30 centimeters in direction 3, which is there. And then I place the paratroopers around them. Anywhere I like, as long as they are in command. And bingo, my first unit has just landed. Then I'd roll for where the next unit's going to land, place their drop zone marker, and repeat the process. Now, it might not have gone so well. If I'd rolled a 1 instead, my unit leader would have been stuck in the middle of the woods. Not a good place to land as for your paratrooper. So I moved 12 inches, 30 centimeters. It wasn't enough. It got me into the woods, but not out of them. I can attempt to drift another 4 inches, 10 centimeters, still not enough to get out of the woods. So again, I'd place the troops around the unit leader, but this time I'd have to take saves for everyone because they were landing in bad terrain. If I'd rolled a 5, I would have had similar problems. I would have landed within 2 inches, 5 centimeters of the enemy, drifted another 4 inches, 10 centimeters. Fortunately, that would have put me out of danger, otherwise the whole platoon would have been captured and they would deploy here. That's the basics of a paratroop drop. Now we'll go on to a glider landing. Okay, so we're going to do a glider landing. Gliders are a little more controllable than paratroopers. They tend to go in the direction you want them to go. The difficulty is how far they'll go. So I put my glider marker here, the landing zone. Then I roll to see how far they're going to go. So 3. 3 is 20 centimeters, 8 inches or 20 centimeters. So moves 8 inches, 20 centimeters along, and then the troops deploy around him. If I'd rolled a 1, the bad news is that's a crash. Stays where he is, troops deploy around him, but once more they'll have to do a save because the glider crashed and I might lose some of my troops. If I, for some reason, put my glider landing that way and then rolled a 4, which is 12 inches, 30 centimeters, I would crash into the trees. And once again, my glider just stops as soon as it hits the trees or a building, and then I'd roll saves for all of the infantry in it. Now, if it was the hedge over here, I came in this way and was about to crash into the hedge, I can get my pilot to hop over the hedge and go another 4 inches, 10 centimeters there. And in this case, land just short of the building and be fine. Likewise, if I land amongst the enemy, within 2 inches, 5 centimeters of the enemy, I try and hop over them, land amongst the middle of them, platoon captured, all over. And that is how you do an airborne landing.